from Maniacal Reader, and this is my June book haul. I bought 12 books this month. I purchased the first 6 books in Bloomington, Minnesota at a Barnes & Noble on my last day of my trip to Texas before I drove home. And the second 6 books I ordered off Amazon when I returned home, since the Barnes & Noble in Bloomington didn't have them. The first book I want to show you is Divergent, written by Veronica Roth. In Beatrice Pryor's world, in a futuristic Chicago, the world is divided into 5 factions: the honest, the brave, the intelligent, the selfless. I can't remember the last faction, but Beatrice is from the selfless faction, and she's faced with the choice of choosing to join a different faction, and the choice that she makes shocks everyone around her. That's basically what this book is about. I've heard that this book is quite popular, and it's for fans that have enjoyed the Hunger Games, and I have, so I expect I'll enjoy this book. The next book I have to show you is Matched by Ali Condi. This is also a YA sci-fi dystopian book, and it's the first book in the Matched trilogy. This book is about a girl named Cassia, whose life has been controlled by the society. When Cassia sees Xander's face at her matching ceremony, she knows that Xander is her ideal mate. But then she sees a guy named Kai's face for a second, and she's drawn to him. Throughout this book, Kai and Cassia develop a romance, and Cassia has to choose between who the society has always told her that she's destined to be with, and Kai, the guy that she has fallen in love with. I've heard mixed things about this trilogy. Some people like it and some people hate it, so I decided to check out this trilogy for myself and decide if I like it or not. The next book I have to show you is Beautiful Creatures by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. This is a YA paranormal fantasy series, and Beautiful Creatures is the first book. This book follows a girl named Leah Duchesne, and she is anything but normal in her small southern town of Gatelin. She has to deal with a power and a curse that has been in her family for her generations. And a guy named Ethan Waite is having dreams about this girl that he's never known. So when he comes across Lena, he wants to figure out what the connection is between them. This sounds like a mysterious series, and I'm looking forward to it. It sounds intriguing. The next book I have to show you is Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. This is a new adult romance novel, and it's the first book in a Hopeless duology. This book follows a girl named Sky, who is a high school student, and she meets this guy named Dean Holder. She shouldn't like Dean Holder, but she does. And something about him brings back memories of her dark past. It turns out that Dean has a dark past of his own, and it's only when they trust each other and are honest with each other that their relationship grows or falls apart. This is the second Colleen Hoover book I've picked up. I previously read Maybe Someday, and it was cute and sweet, but I've heard that Hopeless is more serious and sad, and that Colleen he writes books with a lot of depth to them, and I think Hopeless is one of these books. I look forward to reading more Colleen Hoover, since I really enjoyed Maybe Someday. The next book I have to show you is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. This is also a new adult romance, but this is a standalone. This book follows a girl named Tate Collins who meets a guy named Miles Archer. Miles and Tate don't consider themselves friends, and they don't consider themselves to be in a romantic relationship. That just leaves casual sex. There are two rules that Tate and Miles follow in their casual sex relationship, which are never ask about the past and don't expect a future. This all changes though when they start developing feelings for each other. I'm looking forward to this book because this seems unlike any other Colleen Hoover book I've read so far. And also, I've never read a book about casual sex, so this book should be interesting. The next book I want to show you is After, written by Anna Todd. This is the first book in a new adult romance trilogy. This book follows a girl named Tessa, who's always been a good girl, and she has a loyal boyfriend back home. Tessa has direction and ambition, but that's only until she meets a guy named Hardin. Tessa should not be attracted to Hardin since she already has a boyfriend, but something about Hardin draws her in. Hardin is a boy that's sort of hot and cold. One minute he'll tell Tessa that she's beautiful, and another minute he'll be rude to her and disappear. Tessa keeps coming back to Hardin though, since she wants to find out what kind of guy Hardin really is. These two have a tumultuous relationship. The next books I want to show you are the ones that I ordered from Amazon. The first one is Darkness Becomes Her by Kelly Keaton. This is the first book in a YA paranormal fantasy series. This book is about a girl named Ari, who has always felt weird and alone. Ari has teal eyes and freakishly silver hair. Growing up in foster care, she's determined to know who she is and where she came from. This leads her to uncover a message from her long-dead mother about her birthplace called New 2, which is the rebuilt city of New Orleans. When Ari goes to New 2, she realizes that around here she is normal, but everyone is afraid of her. This book sounds really interesting. The next book I have to show you is Skinned by Robin Wasserman. This is a YA sci-fi dystopian book. The premise of this book is that the download was supposed to change the world. It meant the end of aging and the end of death, a birth of a new humanity. But it wasn't supposed to work for a girl named Leah Khan. Leah Khan is grateful that she didn't die from the accident and the download saved her, but it also changed her. Now she's avoided by everyone, and she can't figure out why. But when she looks in the mirror, she realizes that she's not the same person she was before. The premise of this book sounds mysterious, and it makes me really want to find out what is going on with Leah Khan. So I definitely can't wait to read this book in the future. The next book I have to show you is Time Between Us by Tamara Ireland Stone. This is the first book in a YA romance time travel book. It follows these two characters named Anna and Bennett. Anna is from 1995 Chicago, and Bennett is from 2012 San Francisco. They were never supposed to meet, but somehow they did. And when they do meet, they develop a romantic relationship. They have to find a way to stay together, even though they're racing against a clock. This book sounds a lot like The Time Traveler's Wife, but the YA version. That's what made me pick up this book in the first place, since I really enjoyed reading The Time Traveler's Wife. I can't wait to see what the similarities are. The next book I want to show you is The Confessions of an Angry Girl by Louise Rosette. This is the first book in a YA romance trilogy. A girl named Rose Zarelli is angry for 3 reasons. 1. Her dad died. Her mother barely speaks, and her brother abandoned the family. 2. She makes people furious regularly. She kissed his badass, Jamie Forta, who is dating a cheerleader. And now the cheerleader is mad at Rose and is out for blood. And 3. She hates high school, and right now she's angry at her best friend. This book sounds like it could be a romance, but it also sounds like there's some realistic fiction in there as well, so I can't wait to see what develops of Rose Zarelli and all her relationships and all the crazy stuff that's happening to her. And the final book I want to show you guys is Unravel by Kalia Reed. This book is a new adult romance standalone book, and it follows this girl named Naomi. Naomi starts out in a mental hospital. She starts to believe the voices in her head. She starts questioning her own sanity. Now that she's out of the mental hospital, she's home from college. And she moves in with her best friend, Lena, who is the daughter of a Virginia senator. Naomi is haunted by memories of a golden summer that turned into obsessive love. One night at a party with her best friend, she meets this guy named Max. He develops feelings for him while she's in a relationship with him, or before she's in a relationship with him. She'll have to confront her haunted memories of her broken past. This sounds like a really intriguing read, and I'm excited to see what actually goes through Naomi's mind and her experience in the mental hospital and how she's dealing with it now that she's out of the mental hospital. This sounds like a very psychological book, from what I can tell. That's it for my June book haul. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!
And I just ran out of band-aids. I don't even know where to start, 'cause you can bandage the damage you never really can fix up.